Yo, it's T Stokes, a.k.a. the Hitman. I'm on Baseline Banter. My guys, teed up. Feel me? Tune in.
You guys, the culture, you know what I'm saying? Baseline Banter, Paul B is back. He's becoming a normal on the show now. It's like what the kids is waiting for. The answer backs, the questions they want to know, the answers they need to their questions. How you feeling today at Hoop Paul?
Well, I was trying to get out, but you brought me back in, just like the Bronx Tale.
Yeah.
It's been a great couple of days here of basketball, NBA scouts, college coaches. I mean, this is where you see the best teams in the country, the best players in the country, nice cozy environment in Blake Arena. Springfield College, I wanted to go here coming out of high school really badly. I wanted to go to school here, and I wanted to play here because they had a great phys ed program. So I got accepted, but then I realized I wasn't good enough to play here.
So for the last couple of days you've been watching, what has been more eye-catching for you to be at Hoop Hall? Like, when you come to Hoop Hall, you know what to expect. So what has caught your attention the most being here for these last couple of days?
Well, I think we talked about this at the Peach Jam. Like, we know who we're looking at when we come in, but sometimes you always see guys that catch your eye that you heard about and you have a little bit of a book on, but you don't have as much information. So I got a chance to see guys that I've been waiting to see, plus the guys on the list that are in the rankings. So it's been a great couple of days. In fact, Friday night, I was watching the girls play. Kalina Smith,
Good.
Sierra Canyon, whew, she's unbelievable. Number one player in the SC Next girls rankings. She's really good.
You hear it first. He watches, so when he tells you number one, it's a reason, and you make sure you impress. They look in the crowd, they see you.
Well, that's nice, and I appreciate it.
But a lot of kids, when they come on Baseline Banter, the first thing is they lie to me and tell me they don't look at the rankings.
Oh, I know. That's a big lie.
That's the worst lie they could tell me.
Yeah.
When you doing the rankings for the kids that don't understand why they keep going up and down over time, can you break it down to them so they could get the understanding?
Well, in a nutshell, and we said this before, there's 500,000 kids that play high school basketball. 500,000 kids. We rank 100 seniors, 60 juniors, 25 sophomores. We rank guys by position. So in the senior class, we have 50 point guards, 52, 53 men, 50 power forwards, 50 centers. But only 100 get to be in the rankings based on the criteria that we use. And it's really a resume over time of what you do. And when people say drop, they slide down. Dropping is being out of the rankings. Look, you can be a damn good player and not be in the rankings. It's been proven over the years. But the best talent with the best traits, with the best upside, who've produced the most, are the guys inside the rankings, in our opinion.
So look, it's opinionated. Don't get frustrated.
No, don't. Look, if you play college basketball, hear me out. 4 to 6% of the senior class will play college basketball. That's 100,000 kids are seniors each year out of that 500,000. 100,000, 120 seniors. 4 to 6 will play college ball. I don't care if it's Division I, Division II, Division III, junior college, NAIA. You're part of that 4 to 6%, and you make a college team at any level, you're special. You're very, very special. Now, the guys that are ranked, there's a reason for it. There's a reason why this event is taking place right now.
This is amazing.
The best teams in the country, best players in the country. Yeah. People want to see it. And that's understood. But there's so many great players that are not ranked. So the focus shouldn't be on being ranked. The focus should be on, am I improving? Am I growing? Am I maturing? Am I helping my team win? If you do those 4 things, then you have a chance to play after high school.
And that is the main goal.
It is. And get to college and have the university pay for your education. Meet people at the school so when you graduate and you're done playing, you can get into the workforce and you know people based on where you went to school.
I know you was trying to run out the building, but this is why I brought you back, because it's the knowledge that you give out and the wisdom, because I think kids need to hear it, because this is what the podcast is for. Like, we bring all the high school kids on to draw their attention to it, but we also need people to advise them the way that, because we don't have all the answers.
And I don't either, but I just know what it's like to be a freshman in high school, senior in high school, and then that step from high school to college for the few that can make the NBA draft, and then the others will go overseas, but 94% will end up in the work world. And so that's what you have. The greatest thing about playing sports is the habits that you learn. Being on time, working as a team like you guys do, giving effort, doing more than what's expected, being unselfish. That's what you learn. That's what I learned from Tom Thibodeau at Division III when I was a walk-on. Walk-on means nobody wanted me, but I put myself on the team because I made sure that I was one of the hardest working guys in the group. And all the things that I learned, mental toughness, which basically means doing things that you don't feel like doing. It's so important to be part of a sports team. The lessons are endless.
So that's truth right there. Like, that right there is a gem right there. And I think that's what a lot of kids need to hear, because they go around, they looking for answers that they can't find just anywhere. So they need to hear stuff like that. But film, a lot of kids don't watch film. So how can you help kids that don't know how to watch film? How can you help them break it down? Because being an evaluator, you can't make every game, so you got to watch some type of film. So what do you look for in your film so kids can figure that out?
That's a great question. I watch a lot of film, and because you can watch it at different hours, right? Early in the morning, late at night. I only watch whole games. I want to see what it's like from the warm-up to the introductions to going off the court at halftime to the end of the game. I'm looking way beyond your skill level, way beyond your play, which is very important. But I want to see what happened before the play, during the play, after the play, and how you reacted to the play with your teammates and with your coach. So I'm not only looking at your talent, I'm looking at things that don't take talent, how you impact winning, and I'm looking at things that you do that have nothing to do with scoring. Did you make the pass that led to the assist? Did you block out while your teammate got the rebound? I'm looking below the surface, because that's what makes players better over the course of time when you do the fundamentals and the little things well. It ain't about the step back three ball, because that only goes down about 33% of the time.
The dancing moves, the step backs. A lot of kids nowadays, they come to Hoop Hall, they pray to play at this event.
Yes.
Why is this event, in your opinion, one of the top high school events?
Because it has the best teams in the country. We have 16 of the 25 teams ranked in the SC Next high school team rankings. We have dozens of ranked players. But there's also emerging talent, underclassmen, maybe some seniors that you heard about that can make a name for themselves. It's a big stage. The games are sold out. You've got the Basketball Hall of Fame. Have you been there?
Yes. This is my first time up here. I had to go visit it. So.
You have to go. I go each and every year because I'm just a junkie in the game, right? I'm a historian of the game. And when you go into the Basketball Hall of Fame, if you love the game, the experience, it's like being in heaven. I feel like I got angel wings on when I walk around. Like, this is what heaven is like. So for kids and families to go to the Basketball Hall of Fame, to play in this environment, to play other teams from around the country that they don't know, but they heard about, to match up, it's a measuring stick to see where your team is, where your game is.
You know how we like to close the show, because I know you was trying to get out of here. I stole you. Say thank you, Baseline Banter community, because you know the wisdom and knowledge that we needed this today. Any last message you got for the people that watch, or the kids that's aspiring, seniors, upperclassmen, it doesn't matter what they are. Any last message you got for them?
I think keep everything in perspective. That's the one thing I've noticed from the summertime to the high school season, through recruiting. You have to keep it in perspective, and you have to know who you are. Everybody would like to be ranked. Everyone would like to play at the highest level, me included, growing up. And you work for everything you get, and you have to appreciate what you have, embrace the role, and excel at your role, and then your role will expand. See, first you got to embrace it. You got to say, let's take it, let's bring it on. Then you got to get good at it. And then that's when your role, whether it's in corporate America or on the basketball court, that's when your role changes. So that would be my advice. And enjoy it, keep it in perspective, and don't be jealous or envious, and do not play the comparison game.
That's the message all the time.
Because that is a recipe for unhappiness for all of us. Focus on yourself, keep improving yourself, don't try to prove yourself, and enjoy this wonderful game.
Paul Biancardi, Baseline Banter. Appreciate you so much.
You're a good recruiter, man. You got me twice.
Now we got the Hitman. J.J. Crawford, first ever hoop ball, dirty ball. Tyran, the Hitman Stokes, #1 player in the class, MVP, and he had to play on the hit list that couldn't play today, but another 30 ball. That might be the most combined team duo.
You come on for 70?
Yeah, that might be the most.
70 out of our 90 points? Oh, shit.
That was insane.
Oh, tough.
It took overtime. Tyran was cramping, JJ. Came out 2 threes. How you keep your composure like that at a young age, even though everybody know, like, who your father is, but they come out, it's you. You don't overplay yourself. You play mad humble, under control at all times. How do you do that, though?
You know, it's got to stay calm, you know, no pressure, and just be ready for every play.
Rainier Beach. Everybody asked how they got so lucky. What went into the decision when you made that decision to go there?
I mean, just looking at the culture, like, you go back, got Baby Boy, Marjan, Nate, all those, Jamal, those are all NBA guys. Like, the school I went to before, like, we ain't had no NBA players that came out of school. So being able to go back, have guys like, when I came back, Marjan was at our practice. We playing fives with Marjan. He's in the league. Like, you got college dudes coming back, Jalen Petty, Caden Powers, they all coming back to practice, hoop with us. So it's like being able to be in that culture, being able to get that support system from everybody, like, it's no-brainer. So I had to make the decision.
J.J. Crawford, going to Rainier, having your father on staff, playing in the gym that's named after him. How's that been, that experience for you?
You know, all these games being super packed, you know, with my dad's name on it and stuff, you know, it's kind of crazy. I've never played in front of a crowd like this, ever. So, you know, at first was nervous, but just got my rhythm, and I was good from there.
The Hitman. Everybody trying to hit at you, though. But how's it been, though, having a target on your back this last year and coming out and making statements? Hoop ball is like a regular event.
I don't know where, like, all the OD hate came from. Like, at first it was, like, cool, like, yo, T Stokes, blah, blah, blah. Then it just switched. Like, it just looked like everybody just against me. But, like, I don't even care because I use it as motivation. Like they say, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. I've been having haters since I was in 7th grade, so obviously I'm doing something right. I mean, I'm still the #1 player in the country, so obviously my game ain't going down. It's only inclining. So being able to just put on, just hoop. That's all I care about, just hooping, bro.
Just hooping.
Just hoop, bro.
Young boy, sophomore. What can people expect?
Freshman.
Freshman?
He's a freshman.
I'm a freshman.
He's a freshman, dog. 30-ball freshman. Mm-hmm.
That might be the record.
Mm-hmm. Freshman year?
Freshman year, hoop ball? I just wanted you to tell
I had
everybody
like
that you were the freshman. I knew what you was. We follow you on the gram. We know who you was. But freshman record, because we just got the update. That's a record. How you feel knowing that you just broke a record at hoop ball as a freshman, the most points scored ever as a freshman at hoop ball?
Yeah, it's cool. I'm just trying to do it again. Trying to break the record for a sophomore. Junior year, senior year, trying to do it every year.
Senior year is 50.
Gotta go 50.
Gonna get 50 senior year then.
Because the record was just set yesterday.
Yeah, J. Crow. Yeah. But, you know, I'm gonna try to break it every year. As long as I'm winning, though. I gotta win first, but after that, I'm trying to break that record.
How was that feeling knowing that Tyran was coming to team up with you as a freshman and the stuff that you can learn from him?
I mean, you know, it was cool. It meant that I was gonna get a lot more attention playing with him. And, you know, just him telling me everything I need to do and how to be #1 player every year.
Tyran, the leadership you shown this year at Rainier, people thought it was just y'all two, but the kids around y'all, their game is elevating because y'all not just winning with just two players. It's
We
like
can't.
that's
We
today
can't.
it showed that. So how is that leadership for you from freshman year to senior year, knowing that now you have to lead a whole team?
At first, like, it was, like, hard because, like, I'm always used to being the youngest guy on the team. So now being the older dude on the team, they look at me as, like a role model. I gotta be on time to everything. Like, I gotta show them, like, oh, this is how we gotta do this is how we gotta do that. Outside of the coaches, like, the coaches want me to be an extension of them so that when we step on the floor, they don't even gotta say nothing. Teammates can just come to me. So, I mean, just being able to, get the trust in them. I mean, off the court, we hang out all the time, we chill. So, obviously, like, I'm trying to, encourage these guys to go be great. I mean, obviously, we can't win with just two players. You need 5, you need 7, you need a bench. So, I mean, them knowing their roles helps us a lot when it comes to games like this because now everybody knows what they got to do in order for us to win a tough game.
The Hitman commitment is coming up soon.
Okay.
How has this recruitment process been for you?
A lot different than what I thought it would be. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I thought it was gonna just be cakes and rainbows, bro. Like, everything was gonna be smooth. I'd be able to just go to my dream school. Nah, I didn't know that. Like, some coaches, they just gonna stop recruiting you. Like, why? I got a couple schools that I'm looking at right now. I mean, just try to make the process a lot easier for me. I don't want to be out here talking to 5, 10, 15 coaches, trying to break down a decision out that. So, I mean, being able to just look at those schools and see if they fit me in the best situations possible. That's what it's going to be.
So look at kids that's coming up in the future, because JJ's right here. The number one player in the class just told you, coaches will stop talking to you. So don't get offended. Don't think your hopes and dreams is over, because as the number one player, a coach will stop recruiting you. So that's a lesson right there, because, kids, this for the kids. So
Facts.
you, number one. Now, everybody can't be number one, but just showing you that as the number one player that a coach could stop talking to you.
Easily, like, I ain't think, like, some schools that I thought I would potentially go to would literally, like, stop. I'm like, dang. But at the end of the day, the world keeps spinning. You got to keep moving. So you can't look at it and just be like, oh, like, this coach not talking to me no more. I'm like, all right, let me make him, like, regret not talking to me no more. Let me go out here and show him. So I step on college turf next year. It's going to be a lot of – I already got a hit list for college.
You got a hit list for college?
Already. Coaches, players, teams, all of it.
And the college kids stole your swag, too. I ain't going to.
Who'd that be?
Caleb Wilson starting to jack that he had a hit list for people and stuff. I really like
Peep
that.
I ain't gonna lie, peep that. It's cool though. Like, I mean, yeah, bro. I probably wasn't the first person to put some names in my phone.
Nah, you think you was? You the first person to come out and say it. So
I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. Caleb, stop stealing my swag.
But how has it been having Jay Crawford mentor you through this whole journey?
Bro, it's great, bro. I mean, he played 20 years in the league. So many six-mans. He knows how to play off the bench. He knows how to play in different roles. He knows how to be the guy and not be the guy. Be the fifth man on the team. You never know. So, like, just going through that process with him, learning how to, like, grow as a leader, grow as just a person off the court, not even just basketball. Like, he teaches me, like, little things off the floor, like how to carry myself in certain situations, how to give back to the community, all types of things. Like, he give back so much, like, and we might not even see it, but he's just doing so much great stuff to the point where I look out, I'm like, dang, I got to be like that, bro.
Cameras following you at an early age. You watch your father go through the whole pro life, the NBA life. Did you ever imagine yourself being in this spotlight so early in your career?
I didn't expect it to be on me super early. Like, I think the first time it was on me was, like, 3rd grade, playing in the Pro-Am. And went viral, got 1 million views. I was at school. Kids was talking to me. He was like, yo, you got 1 million views. I'm like, what? Like, how'd that happen? I never expected that to happen. But, being a freshman, 8th grade, I kind of expected it, because it got more and more every year. So, yeah.
Freshman year, over for Michigan, where your father went, made a legacy, made a name for himself there.
Facts.
How was that feeling for you? And do they have a chance?
Every school has a chance at this recruitment, So I just want to, whatever school I go to, I want to get better. I want to get to the league and I want to win games. So that's really all that matters to me. But, it was crazy to me getting an offer from Michigan. You know, because that's a big school. They number 2 in the nation right now.
You
They
talk
win
about it all
games.
day, bro. He was talking about that all day. He's like, bro, I didn't get my offer at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Hey,
we just
I didn't know
woke
I
up
was
for
gonna
school.
get it because I remember before he came, in practice, I was hurt, so I wasn't practicing. Coach called me, talked to him for like 15 minutes, you know, just saying that he's recruiting me, interest, all that. And then they came out here to practice. I didn't even know the head coach was coming. I didn't know that was happening. I thought it was gonna be assistant I talked to. And then next day I just found out that they offered me. I was telling him about it all day. I was like, bro, I need that offer, bro. I need Michigan. Because that's a huge school. So, you know.
Thanks.
That is a who school. Big Five. Your pops. That school got some history behind it.
And they got Elliott there right now. I used to watch him in middle school, bro. I used to watch him in middle school, no glaive.
Yo, that's crazy. He was watching Elliott while I was playing.
He was
Elliott.
playing against Elliott. That's the crazy
It's
part.
different. Like, he was playing all the people I was watching in middle
but that's because we had Elliott. But this is what I be saying, like, you never know who's watching because there's a kid watching you right now.
Thanks.
And you in 9th grade. And we might get him on. He'd be like, I'll be watching JJ. I'll be watching Tyran. And that's why I said the Hitman name, we gave it to him because he was watching people he had to go kill. Now he the one being hunted. You a son of an NBA player, and you just got a Michigan offer. There's freshmen out there that's gonna come looking for you.
For sure.
So you on somebody list.
Oh,
Yeah,
facts.
definitely. You know, I don't got a list like him, but I got people in my mind too, you know. It don't gotta be freshmen, it's just anybody in high school, you know. Any grade. Because playing up at EYBL, all the 28, so I got them all on my mind before I want to kill.
I played a great school. That school's, even though they best play ain't played, they had a play over there that was catching bodies for a reason. He top ranked in his class, and they had a kid heading to Indiana, and you held your own because after you hit them threes, you see who was guarding you. It wasn't no freshman, wasn't a sophomore. It was a senior heading to the Big Ten, and you still kept your composure.
Facts.
And it proves into why Michigan offered you because look who guarding you, a Big Ten guard.
Sure.
So
Pause. Like, sit in front of a screen, break down like each and every clip of this, that, and the third. I'll go and rewatch the game 5 times in a row or 5 times in one day, whatever the case may be, and notice how many mistakes we made and what mistakes we made.
You like this film question? Yes, they don't really watch film.
Okay,
Not like-
Biancardi came and said that was his favorite question for a reason.
But they not gonna understand that question.
Film, bro.
Wait,
No,
so
we
like,
watch film, but it's not like every day we're going to the room breaking down film.
personally,
That's not what
I just be watching like players that I relate to as a big guard. Kevin Durant, Kay Cunningham, SGA. Just I'll break down like what they're doing. But like the team we just played, I don't watch them like on film, seeing what they do. Because we have scouting reports for the game. So basically, I mean it's film, but
That's-
it's
But the
on
coach
that's-
is the coach is the one
Yeah,
that really
like-
for y'all.
Like, as we're traveling here, Coach Mike's on the plane breaking down the film for us. We get a scouting report 3 days before the game, 2 days before the game that we have to study.
yeah.
When it comes to watching film, like, you could watch a game and use that as film, or you could break down certain, like a clip-by-clip game and do that. I usually do that when I'm, like, on recruiting trips and stuff like that, but we haven't got a chance because we've been on the road so much to, like, genuinely break down film, but that was another reason why I came out here because, like, another NBA player, Rondo, told me, like, Jamal's great with the film stuff. Like, he really, like, digs deep into film. So, obviously, when we get, like, out of the season, we definitely go back and just watch every mistake that we made throughout the year, how to just grow through the film. Because film, like, numbers, like, none, women lie, men lie,
Numbers don't.
numbers don't. Anything on that camera, it don't lie. Like, if I say anything right now, turn the camera off, turn it back on, the video is still gonna be there. The same thing I just said. That's the same with film. We just played the game. There was probably 15 mistakes we made. When we watched the film, we still won the game though. But when we watched the game, we gotta see like, oh, we made this mistake. How can we get better and work towards being better and not make this mistake no more? So I mean, obviously film's important, but we don't watch it every day.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna sit here and lie and
I'm
say
probably,
like,
I'm probably gonna watch the game back when on the plane. You know,
bro, like,
just chilling, gonna watch it when I'm doing recovery, something like that. So,
He gonna watch it because he had 30. He not watching it to see
bro,
that.
I watch most of our games. Like, unless it's a blowout game, I'm not
A
gonna
blowout,
watch
you're not gonna watch it.
Just-
No.
yeah, like if it's a boring game,
Like
but
we just had a
even
close
then,
game before we came here,
still will,
so I had to
yeah.
watch that. All the close games that are like very important, I'll watch it. But blowout games, I'm not finna watch that.
But that's the scouting report though. The scouting report gonna tell you if a play can't go left or right.
True.
Forcing where yeah.
Both are right.
Yeah.
Both are right.
He watched Kid.
Nah, bro.
Yeah,
when
like
I
I'm looking at how he got to the move, not the move itself.
I be like, when I watch Kobe, feet work. Like his feet works. Oh,
You shot like 50 stepbacks, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You shot a normal 3 and you was like, it looked like you ain't even like that shot. You made every shot difficult. You notice that?
I'm in high school right now to work on my game, bro. Like, there was coaches that hit me like, do you want to come to college right now? I'm like, nah, I still need work. I still got things to work on. Like, last year, was I shooting those shots?
Nah.
Exactly. Because I work on them now. They be like, bro, how? Because I work on it. I shoot from 45 feet in practice, when we're doing three-point drills, I don't shoot at the three-point line. I back up 10 feet away. So I'm working on my depth. I'm working on stuff like that. I make everything difficult so when it comes to the easy shot, catch and shoot, butter. But I don't really get a lot of catch and shoots when it comes to Rainier because I'm the main focus on the scouting report. Most of the teams are going to say double him. Don't let JJ go off. Make the other players score. But I'm still going to find a way to go out and get 30. No cap. With 10 assists, 10 rebounds.
You had 10 assists, 10 rebounds today?
No, I'm just saying, I had 10 rebounds, 5 or 6 assists, 3 steals.
Hey, how many blocks you had?
And he had a block.
I saw one of them. You should have 4.
3, I think.
You caught the one off the glass. That was fine.
I've been getting a lot of
Yeah, that
off the
chase down
glass,
block was
bro. I've been getting a lot of chase down blocks, bro, on everything. But nah.
You got your clip?
What you mean clip, bro? This is your show.
No, I'm saying, did you get the practice? That was the one where you talk about film. Did you get it?
Yeah, of course. I started rolling.
Oh, I'm about to say.
No, bro, I can see it.
Yeah, I'm about to
see
say.
it.
Yeah, I can see it.
I'm
That's
about
why
to
I moved. That's why I moved the
hope
mic
he
back.
ain't just say all
Because he
that.
turned the cameras back on, and that's when he said, "Sit
I
down."
hope he ain't just say all that.
No. I started saying more. That's why I put the mic closer.
Yeah.
Because he turned them on. I seen him.
Arguably the best head coach ever in high school basketball, and he got his son with him. 4-time Naismith Coach of the Year, Kevin Boyle Jr. How we feeling today?
Very good. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
We've been trying multiple times. We tried in L.A., but we got it done right here at the legendary Hoop Hall, the Basketball Hall of Fame, where basketball is made. You just came off an impressive win. You're the number 1 team. Well, you used to be in the number 1 team. How is it going this year at your new home at Spire?
Well, first of all, obviously we were ranked there last week, but to us, it's always the goal to end up there. And we don't try to really talk about rankings much to the kids or show them rankings that somebody else posted. It's on them. Our thing is that's the next day and the next game. And, it could change real quick with a couple losses. And it really doesn't matter to where you finish. But Spire's, just a terrific school, 850 acres. You got a Starbucks on campus. You got a Chipotle on campus. You have a steakhouse on campus. You have a Marriott on campus. So it's really an amazing complex for a high school.
From playing for your father to now coaching with him, what has been the difference between being a player and now being a head assistant?
I enjoyed playing, and the difference between St. Pat's back in the day and the Montverde, Spire type situations was, it was definitely a lot more local. So we had the best local talent always, and guys maybe from an hour and a half away, so maybe that far, that tried to get to St. Pat's sometimes. But you grew up with the team, and a lot of the kids that wound up on the team were in our team in middle school, and felt more like you were friends. So I enjoyed playing, and I kept playing because of that. I think coaching, I actually, have more of a passion for than I did playing. So, I think my role is sometimes to look at, what can we do better, or what do I think is something that, I can help him with so he doesn't have to worry about every area of the game. And, I think we've been good because I think we have, one of the only teams that has almost like 2 guys that are approaching it like a head coach would. Obviously, he's the head coach and been doing it forever, but it's also helpful for me to maybe have his ear a little bit more than somebody else might and be willing to, suggest things and, help organize what we're trying to do on a daily basis.
Every kid's dream probably is to play for you. How do you go about recruiting and getting this talent Because over the years, you have number one players sitting on the bench in ninth grade, but still buying into your system. Derek Queen, as an example, now he's in NBA. Dariq Whitehead. How do you get these kids to want to play for you and trust you with their process?
Well, I think the biggest thing is we're very transparent and honest with the guys about their level of talent, where they are now, how far they need to go and develop to become an NBA player. And we always try to tell them, if you can't have an honest evaluation of your strengths and weaknesses, it's hard to grow. So we got to be able to agree that the wall's blue, if it's a blue wall, and what we need to get better at, and we can't sugarcoat it. And you find out that it's going to cost you a lot of money. Like, as great as Cooper Flag is, when he was early in his junior year, it's like, hey, you're the best player in the country, but you're the number 2 guy using a ball screen because of Rob Wright. Yeah. You're the number 2 guy in the post because of Derek Queen. You're the number 2 guy getting a screen down jump shot because of Liam McNeely. And he was so mature and so like, yes, I got to continue to get better at all those so I become a number 1. And he was clearly the best player in the country then, but he still had a lot of areas to become a elite potential MVP in the NBA, which he's going to be. He's going to end up being an MVP. Unless hopefully him and Cade Cunningham are in a conversation.
And I'll add to that. I think part of it is, like you're honest, you're transparent, you're surrounded by other talented players. So if you're not playing the right way or you have weaknesses, it's not just exposed in a handful of big games that year. It's exposed every day that you need to get better in the post. It's exposed every day that this guy's very good. And then lastly, honestly, if somebody said, what's the similarity between a lot of the guys that have made the NBA? It's, they chose to be there. That's who chose to come and play for him and play for us and go through the process. And it takes the right people behind you, like Derek Queen, the people that was his inner circle and his support system. If there was a message from the coaches, that was echoed by them. Like, Derek, do you hear? You're not in shape. You can't finish sprints in practice as a freshman or a sophomore at the time. Then why would they play you if you can't make it up and down the court 4 times? And, hang up the phone. All right, see you when you're back for a visit. And, same with Dariq Whitehead. They knew we don't care if he plays as an 8th or 9th grader, but, he's in the right environment. I think when Dariq was in high school, he played as an 8th grader. He was on the team with R.J. Barrett, Andrew Nemhard, Filip Petrusev, who started for Serbia in the Olympics. As a 9th grader, you had Cade Cunningham, Precious Achua, Moses Moody. So he probably played with 20 other pros from 8th grade to then. And the value of that kind of thing was important. And the people that were behind him knew, hey, should we fake it and let him go have 40 a game at, Newark Tech High School or wherever, or put him where reality is and force him to deal with those things? So, the people that are behind the scenes understanding the long game has also been part of the recipe for all those guys.
It's a question that we like to ask kids about film. How do y'all break down film to have y'all team so well prepared? Because in the first half, y'all stopped Sunrise Christian. They could barely get to the paint, get to what they wanted to do. You see the shooters, the team closing out high hands. How do you get your team to buy in through film and have them so prepared?
Well, a few things. I think we have, 2 guys, Kevin does a lot of the film breakdown of the team, like individuals. So he'll give like a top 7 or 8 players like a 3-minute clip on, getting to the rim, using a ball screen, assist, turnovers, guarding ball screens. And it'll be like a 3-minute clip over a number of games and the same stuff on the team. And then my cousin, Danny Schatz from New Jersey, has been with us for 30 years. He does an outstanding job. He'll watch some of these teams like 7 times, and then have, like, they ran this play twice against Oak Hill, 4 times against Montverde, 3 times against, and this is how the recent when they ran them. And then we'll get together and I'll get to a lot of the defensive part of it, breaking down of how we're guarding each section. And then, sometimes it's a quick turnaround. Sometimes, like we play Brewster tomorrow. They're well coached. They run a lot of plays. Like most of their offense is off of plays. So you got to try to make them ISO players and take away their plays. Or if you don't guard them well, a team that you might have a little more talent than will be in the game or could upset you because they're they're running action good. So we take a lot of pride in that. Kevin does 90% of the offense for us now. Like, hey, make sure 1, we're getting better skill of them. And 2, just make sure all the different actions that fit our guys. So watch a lot of video, watch a lot of games, come up with some, steal a play and add to the play. You know, it's like, you know, you take something from a team you see on TV and say, how can we make this better? If they guard it this way, what will we do? So it's a chess game, and, you know, so we got a good team behind us. You know, my other son, Brendan, is, you know, he coaches our international varsity team, which is like 20-2. So it's another team at Spire. It's a varsity level team that he does a real good job with. We have, you know, Matt Cohen's there that just knows everybody in the street. And, you know, I got to see my good friend too, I had many years with today, Ray Miller, who was, you know, another guy who played a big role in recruiting for me when I was at Montverde, besides being a great friend. He was a great guy to interact with the parents and really helped us, you know, in being a team that made the whole thing work.
Learning so much knowledge from your father, when it's time for him to pass the torch, you think you'll be ready for it?
I would think if you saw Star Wars Episode 9, there's a part where Kylo Ren has to like kill Han Solo, and like sometimes I have a fantasy of that. I'm like, maybe I push him out earlier than he's planning. But no, I'm just kidding. But no, yeah, I mean, definitely, you know, I mean, and I think like as of right now, like I don't know, maybe it's a fault, but like I care about winning so much. I wouldn't care if I had any input if it meant we're gonna win every game. So as of right now, you know, you approach it like you care about, you know, your job and your role and all that stuff. And I think right now it's been, you could probably ask kids in the team or just look back and forth that there's times of practice where it might be, you know, 10 minutes where he flips into, you know, observing and making notes and I'm running this section and then vice versa. And you have your strengths and weaknesses and hopefully, you know, complement each other. And like I said, there's a lot of teams, I think that's been a big part of it over the last few years. A lot of teams you could say, they do this and this well, but they don't do these things well. And that's where I've tried to come in and say, you know, not things that don't do well, but what do I think I do pretty well and how do I fill in the gaps and make it where like he can't say I'm spending the last 2 weeks on Brewster defensively and getting the team prepared and a whole other part of your brain think of, all right, what can we add to score on them? If you have someone you can trust that can show you those things before practice and, you know, agree that it's going to work and add those things, it's definitely helpful. So,
you know, again, with him, especially and my son, Brendan, they grew up playing with me.
Yeah.
So they are an extension. They think pretty much 90% of how I think, they think. So it's, if someone, one of them, or especially he says something before me, then I usually, well, I was just going to say that, you know. So it's helpful because, you know, especially we have 5 massive courts, but it was built not as a individual arena. It was built as a sport complex. So it could get very, could drain you trying to communicate, you know, on the run, and because you got to almost scream to be heard because it's such a big complex. You know, it's not a small gym with the walls where you don't have to be as loud. So you need other guys with you that could do that. And I think that's another thing that to really, just like a player, maybe you're not bringing it one day, you need other players to bring you up. It's the same thing. You know, most days I have great energy, but you want the staff to have really good energy. So practice is hopefully harder than the game in most cases, and if not all cases. And, you know, that's always a grind and grind it out. You know, I seen something on some show the other day. I guess Moses Moody was saying about me that we used to practice full court, man-to-man drills on game days.
I was getting to that too, because with a lot of great players, and they all go on, but one thing they always bring up is playing for you. What can you say is your most memorable moment from any team you ever coached? Because you had a lot of great teams, a lot of undefeated teams, national championship teams.
I'll give mine in recent memory. And my involvement probably has been most paramount the last 4 years, you know. I think 2 would be number 1, championship of the 2024 team that people now talk about as one of the best teams ever, because we had a team of, 6 guys that really played most of the game. And a lot of people would say this kid Curtis Givens, who plays for Memphis now, that he was like the 6th man, or he came off the bench. He actually started almost every game, and he was 3rd on the team in minutes. Rob Wright and Cooper both basically played every minute. And next was Curtis, who played 3rd, and he was the best defender in the country, knew what we wanted to do, didn't turn the ball over, made open shots, and sacrificed a lot to be on that team, and knowing he could have been on Sunrise and averaged 12, knowing he's around great players. And that championship game, we played Paul VI, and Curtis had 24. He was the MVP, hit 6 threes. It was the MVP, and it was kind of the culmination of a guy who had sacrificed a lot being the one that stepped up and was the MVP of the championship game that team worked toward for 2 straight years. You know, they felt like it was a 2-year thing. So that was a great moment. And then the other I would say is 21 winning the championship the year of COVID, because like people discount like the NBA bubble championship. Those people don't know anything about it or must have been at home like on the couch all of COVID, because we had a bubble season ourselves. And that was by far stands out as the most mentally draining, physically, like the guys almost lost their mind like 3 different times just from like cabin fever of being in the house without other students so much. And I felt like when we finally won that, I was like, wow, maybe, I don't know if I've ever worked as hard or the whole group or ever will as we did and for this championship. So that was a big moment. And whenever people bring up that NBA bubble, I'm like, no, whoever won, it's almost more impressive because they were more mentally locked in without their normal life around them. So those were 2 good
Another
moments.
big one to me was obviously we had 2 of the teams that you could argue with, you know, Cade and Scotty's group and Cooper and DQ and Liam and all those guys, all those guys, which was the better team. I mean, probably from position, size, and age, they were probably the best 2 teams ever in the sense of, people go to the Ball brothers, which was a great team, but they had 2 freshmen. So just think of a college game today versus you're playing, a freshman who's going to be a pro playing against Dayron Sharp as a senior or Scotty Barnes. We had all seniors.
That team was
so
sick.
the depth of those things that people just don't realize, and neither one of those teams. Cooper's team had a competitive game with Paul Prolific because they had a lot of NBA players too. But Cade's team I think beat IMG 3 times by like 10, 18, and 25, and they had 4 or 5 pros. And there wasn't both teams beat teams by 39 a game. Both teams beat like 18 nationally ranked teams. So, but I also think a team that gets overlooked that was really good was R.J. Barrett and Andrew Nemhart's team, because they had lost 2 years in a row. They didn't win, and it was like they were so locked in to win because we had won 3 in a row, and then they didn't win 2. They thought it was going to be automatic, and they had they were 35-0, had an incredible year, had a couple close games, but very few. And then they had Philip from Serbia and Bolsa from Serbia, so we had a good mix of a team, and it was great to see more than anything the Nemhart brothers, who just were great dudes, great guys, unsung heroes, and it was like. I told so many people about Andrew Nemhart, like he's going to be, at worst, a great backup in the NBA, at worst. And so many people just didn't listen. And I said, Ryan, I'm like, he can play a part. He's a spark plug. He's going to get up and guard you. So it was great to see those 2 guys who were just so unsung and so unselfish and loved basketball. They loved basketball.
And that's one thing I think why, at the end of the day, sometimes our guys achieve, success and rankings and whatnot. But I think people always say it as a coach, trust your eyes, but a lot of people don't. There's been numerous kids, not to name anyone, but this kid's ranked such and such. Oh, he wants to come. We're like, I don't think he's good. He's ranked, he's numbers. And Andrew Nemhard was never ranked high. Ryan was never ranked. It's like, I don't know, but we're watching the reality, and they're better than these 4 guys. So we're going to take that guy. And a lot of those guys you see 10 years later, you were right,
It's a podcast for kids, and you're the GOAT. And everybody prays to play for you. What message do you have for a kid that's aspiring to be great and be a future pro that maybe can't play for you?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, you got to have a great work ethic. You got to be coachable. There's the NBA has changed, in my opinion, so much. I'm obviously not in it, but they're not dealing with nonsense as much, or that those things are a turn off. You have to be so good to be immature in how you handle yourself. They want people who know how to be professional. It's a big business and know how to conduct themselves and or know how to practice and go about getting better, and being part of something. And they have to realize that if you're good enough to get there, there's so few guys. Half the first rounders are going to be in the G League. So it's a process, and you have to be a versatile player that knows how to play with better players, And you get to an NBA team and they have LeBron and Kyrie. Guess what? You don't shoot. You're not an option. Okay, you're a spot-up shooter. That's the real world. Can you guard? Pascal Siakam guarded and rebounded. Then he became a star-level player. Kawhi Leonard got on the court doing those things, and his game grew and grew. But because they were versatile, they were able to play early in their career. Andrew Nemhart is scoring 19 points a game now with guys out. Okay, but he was versatile, could handle the ball. He scored probably 9 a game at Gonzaga. But he got everybody involved. He's willing to guard the whole game, guard the hell out of you. That we could play him right away. All of a sudden he's getting better and better offensively, and now he's becoming a guy that, he's now he's got $20 million for 3 years, and you're like, He's underpaid. People were stunned, and you're like, totally underpaid. But
Yeah.
One thing I would add too, just especially if it's kids that are like higher level prospects, it is completely irrelevant and poisonous to even care at any moment what anybody has you ranked. You know, like if you're number one, like whenever, not to call anyone out, but my thing is if somebody ranks you number one as like a 10th grader, it might be the worst thing that ever happened to you in your life. You might ruin your whole life. And none of that matters. And we post on our locker room, we have it hanging up, the rankings of the top 40 players all the way back to 2009, just to show like, who is this? Who is this? Oh, well, yeah, he was number 7 like 4 years ago. He's not even playing basketball anymore. So like, you know, not to be negative, but to say, because we, more so for us, we're talking to our guys that might be ranked 3rd and 5th. Say, guys, this doesn't mean anything if you don't just keep your head down, play, and produce. So that's the one thing I would add.
thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Baseline banter, the Boyle legacy.
JJ Crawford, Baby Cross on Baseline Banter. We out.